Hello YouTube! This is Ascriptmaster here, back with more Cardfight Vanguard on Cardfight area. As usual. Today we are going to be covering this card, Liberator * Rain Trumpeter. When this card is placed on the rear guard circle, if you have a gold Paladin Vanguard, you may pay the cost, which is Blaster Blade Liberator from the soul or drop zone is returned to the deck. If you do pay the cost, shuffle your deck and then look at the top card of your deck, choose a gold Paladin and from the top of your deck and superior call it. So, without further ado, let's get on with the battle. We are using it with Spectral Duke because it's a superior call option that makes up for Spectral Duke's minus that does not use Counterblast. Of course, like, how useful exactly it is questionable. Just because you have to dedicate part of your deck to also having Blaster Blades, which is kind of a thing, because then, especially in this deck, which is a Ride Chain and loves Vortimer as well, it's not exactly... things don't exactly work out as planned, really. Anyways, we're playing against Pale Moons. Pale Moons, as is expected, love their superior calls as well. But we also have superior calls, and what terrible superior calls. No matter. This is gold Paladins. If you're playing gold Paladins and you're not used to having bad superior calls, then, well, you really shouldn't be playing gold Paladins. Ha 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 ha! I'm kidding. But the plus option is always nice. So let's see what he's gonna do. So he's going to call Marishika, and when he hits, he gets shenanigans. Fun shenanigans. Because he gets to plus and get an extra attack. But we cannot do anything, so we're just gonna have to take it. He's gonna get a crit trigger too. So we're gonna take 2 damage. One of them is a crit trigger though, so we get to give power here. He's going to get another card to his soul. And then he's going to counterblast to call something. What is he going to call? It's a Rising Dragon. Okay. Rising Dragon is going to attack Vortimer. Which, how much is this going to be? This is going to be 23. Okay, let's guard this then. Might as well. And now he's going to attack the Vanguard again, and I can't guard, because otherwise I have to use up Mark. And that's not good. So we're going to ride Spectral Duke. And Spectral Duke is going to retire Liberator Elixir to check the top 2 cards. Oh look! We get Blaster Blade Liberator, and we also get access to Dindrain. Dindrain's skill, of course, allows me to Soul Blast to draw one card. Also Vortimer. So, with that, we can attack for 14. Because it's a magic number, guys. He's going to intercept. But he needs one more because ties hit. Are you gonna take it? Anyways, yes, because it's just a magic number, he cannot guard with simply 5, but instead with 10 with Poison Juggler. So this is a 17 at the Vanguard. Oops. He's not going to guard. I'm going to get a draw trigger, which I'm going to give to Blaster Blade Liberator, and draw. And our second check is a Din Drain. He's going to lose a draw trigger, so it is a pretty good thing that I didn't choose to sacrifice and stand, I think, because otherwise he probably could have guarded this anyways. It might have been useful, honestly, simply because... Oh, so he's going to play Rukia Reverse. He's going to counterblast that Colossal 3 and call a Rising Dragon and an Irinia, which is going to check the top 2. So since 2 Pale Moons were pulled out of the soul and onto the rear guard circle, Lukier is going to gain 6,000 power, which is just enough for that magic number, which we are going to wonderfully guard, because we cannot have any of that. And there is no triggers, so that's fine. Next up is this 17,000 attack against Blaster Blade Liberator. And since I was planning on sacrificing Blaster Blade Liberator anyways, I'm completely fine with that. So he's going to attack 19 on the Vanguard, but we are going to serendipitously guard anyways. Alright. Stand and draw. Now we can call Star Rain Trumpeter, and with Star Rain Trumpeter's skill, we are going to place Blaster Blade Liberator back into the deck, shuffle, look at the top card, and Superior Call it. Naturally. It's a Gwydion, which means we're going to sacrifice it very soon. This is a 10, which is going to attack Silver Thorn Rising Dragon. Because, no, you don't get more interceptors. And then we're going to attack for 17 here, and see what he does. He's not going to guard. And we check a Spectral Duke, and a Din Drain. Well, since he's at 5 damage, it's time to heap up the pressure and get rid of those Gwydions by sacrificing 3 and standing. But first, 16. Although this is probably a bad idea because I don't get to apply spare triggers here. Oh look, a spare trigger. What good decision making. Oh well, at least I have extra options for Superior for calling later. He's going to ditch Ioneria for Irinia. An interesting choice, to say the least, but also because of the fact that Luquier simply does not have 11,000. So, it is a 17. And what we could do is we could simply guard with triggers, actually. Let's do that. Guard with 2 triggers for no pass. And he's going to get a draw trigger. Which is going to be given to Marishika for rather obvious reasons. Now he's going to attack Rain Trumpeter, which we are also going to guard. Here's the plan. We're going to take this damage. It's a Blaster Blade Liberator. And he's going to get Lucia Reverse out from the soul and attack, which we will guard with Dindrain, I guess. That minus. So here's a Dindrain and a Vortimer and a Spectral Duke Dragon, which we are going to sacrifice soon. So here's a 17 on the Vanguard, which he's going to guard for 2 to pass. We're going to check Vortimer and Vortimer. So let's heap up the pressure again. Sacrifice 3 to stand and attack again, which he's going to guard for 1. No pass. Okay. This is 16 then, which he's going to guard as well. Okay. So next turn is going to basically continue vanilla beatdown. He's going to attack for 17, which we can guard. But if he gets a trigger, I'm pretty sure that we can't guard everything. He has a perfect guard and a Lucia in his hand, and that's it. So, not much to say there. And we are going to barely guard that. Ah, guard. Alright. Stand and draw dignified gold dragon. 11. He has a perfect guard, so he cannot guard both of these attacks. That luck sack. He's going to guard 1 to pass, and I'm gonna get it. I guess it was the only option he could make, because he knew he couldn't guard this otherwise. So, it was a pretty smart strategy. I'm unsure of whether it was a good idea to put Poison Juggler down, for similar reasons to that, but anyways, that's the game. This is Spectral Duke Dragon with, where is it? Rain Trumpeter, which is, it's pretty good. Its reliance on Blaster Blade is a little suspect. Well, it's not really suspect, but it clogs up your grade 2 spots. But if you're willing to clog up your grade 2 spots, say you don't feel like you want Vivian, like if you don't really care for Vivian, and you don't care about Lop Ear Shooter, which is one of the reasons you probably want to save grade 2 space in the first place, then you can run Rain Trumpeter and a few Blaster Blade Liberators. 2 is okay. 3 seems to be working out pretty well, honestly, in non-Liberator decks. 2 or 3, I'd say, in non-Liberator decks. You could probably run 4 in Liberator decks because of Barkgull Liberator, which also supports Blaster Blade Liberator, with extra superior call options, and using Igrains if you're using Liberators, simply because they're Liberators other than Garmor gets to be the exception, are pretty Counterblast light. I mean, Alfred does have Counterblast 2 and stuff, but it's only really an as-needed thing, and with Star Rains and stuff, you probably don't need it. Ganslot, I think, is Counterblast 1, so you could easily use Igrains to your heart's content, and you'll easily get Blaster Blades into the drop zone with that. For decks like Spectral Duke, or other Counterblast intensive decks, you'd want to use Marks. Don't use Star Rain Trumpeter with Garmor, because Garmor makes Star Rain redundant because it has to call to an open rearguard circle. Star Rain does anyway. Anyways, this has been Ascriptmaster of Team Fairy Tail. Subscribe for more Cardfight Vanguard content. Signing out.